welcome to the show. We are going to have a blast today and all week long because we have come up with a really cool way to celebrate the hardest games of all time. Tell us what we're going to be doing this week,
It's
sir.
called the Hardest Game Challenge, and the way it works is each team is going to pick one game per team member. They're going to gift that game to the other team member. They're going to trade off hard games. They're going to play them. Then they're going to have a conversation and score those games. But what we're really going to do is talk about difficulty in games. Have games gotten easier or harder over the last 30 years, Victor Lucas?
Yeah, well, they've gotten way easier. You look at companies like Nintendo who have been creating the new 2D Mario side-scrollers, and they're putting in the Super Guide where they'll have Mario or Luigi run through the whole game for you, and they'll say, do you want to just skip this level and just watch how a pro would play? It's like, okay.
Okay.
Almost like having your parents cut up your food for you sometimes, because back when we were just a little bit younger, games were not easy. And I'll tell you, one of the hardest games that comes to mind for me is Mike Tyson in Punch-Out! 1987 for the old Nintendo. I put in weeks just to stagger this guy once. I finally knocked him out. I did it twice, and it still stands tall as my greatest gaming achievement.
The industry, the roots of the industry are all about the arcades, right? So even if you're taking a look at Space Invaders or Asteroids or
those games are going to
Super
push
Sprint.
you. They were designed to make you lose. They were designed to get a game over screen, so you'd have to reach into your pocket.
I hunger, coward.
If you died, you would have to start the whole damn thing over
you know,
again.
and few people, especially of this current generation of gamers, remember what that feels like. But I remember playing Contra 3, the Alien Wars, another Super Nintendo game, and I loved that game to death. And I remember getting that game over screen, realizing I had to do everything right from the start. Going back to the Mechanized Turtle was so emotionally devastating that I think it really hardened me as a gamer, though, because that's all we did back then was go back to the beginning of things.
But there was an obtuseness to the way that they were played and a lot of retraversal. And of course, I'm thinking about Metroid 1 for the NES or Metroid 2 for the Game Boy. Those are hard to play from the perspective of a modern gamer because they don't hold your hands. They don't show you that you have to have these special abilities that are locked in caverns that you can't access because you haven't thought of some very specific way to blast through a door. Those are wonderful experiences, but they will task your brain.
But look how far we've come. We've actually survived, and we've seen the era of the shovelware and the WiiWare games. And all the mini party games. And if I think of one game that's sort of emblematic of how easy games have become, it's Jetpack Joyride, where you're just tapping on the screen like an idiot.
That's a tough game.
Coins are flying everywhere. You're a winner. You're a winner. Everybody's a winner.
I disagree. I think you'll get that max score on that thing and you'll go, oh my God, I'm amazing at this. And then you'll never be able to achieve it again. It's an easy game to play, but it's a very difficult game to get
I am
awesome
talking
at.
about another era where you had to work for your coins.
I know.
I mean, even in the Mario games now with New Super Mario Brothers 2, where there was just a coin explosion everywhere. We can't get enough coins. Everybody, coins for you, coins for you.
I remember Jose talking about having 150 Marios at his disposal at any given time in that thing.
Mario's number one.
It's that sweet spot right between being too hard and too easy. Very few games really find it. You know, one that comes to mind for me that really did find it, Resident Evil 4. It's right there, right in that sweet spot, right in the wheelhouse. That's where I need my games to be.
The minute you start talking about this subject, all kinds of games and frustrations start flashing through your head.
Frustration's a big part of being a gamer.
Prince of Persia on the NES with all the rotoscoped animation. It was an impossible game. We're going to be hearing from all of the other teams all week long. This is going to be a lot of fun.